Hi YouTubers, I'm on my landscape this time, on my own portrait. It's because I had to change phone covers. Anyway, after this I'm going to go live on TikTok. But I was watching this video about this young woman, can't actually remember her name, who was telling you lot, her experiences with autism. And I might have already done this video before, but I'm going to do it again. Because I think I feel differently about some things. And I've done my research about what to talk about. So this will be a long video. I have also seen a different video about someone else with more severe autism than me, who can't talk very well. She wobbles a lot. It's not that vocal. Sorry, a minute. Gets packed. Okay, she doesn't really. She does this a lot. She doesn't sit still. You can't understand her. Much better. I prefer it this way. You can't understand her. She has to sign language, but that's her. I'm different. I have had this for 30 years. I'll die from it, and I was born with it. And it's not really a disease. It's actually not a disease at all. You're born with it, you'll die with it, and you'll just come to terms with it. Before I start my story, I just want to tell you a lot of people that there's a charity out there called Autism Speaks. I have known a lot of autistic community who hate that. So do I. Because Autism Speaks wants to cure it. But there's nothing to cure. We like it. Well, I love it. Having autism. I wouldn't be me without it. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't have autism. So yeah, if I could boycott Autism Speaks, I would. I don't even like, this is just my opinion now, I don't even like the Jigsaw Piece logo. Because to me, it feels like they want us to fit in, be normal, whatever normal is. So yeah, if I could boycott Autism Speaks, I would. That's why if I do have to give any money to charity, and it was an autism charity, I'd do Northumberland Autism. Because there's so many other autistic charities out there that are much better than Autism Speaks. But Autism Speaks is the #1 charity for autism, even though I have spoken to multiple autistics where they don't like it, including myself. Anyway, that's my rant about Autism Speaks. Now, my journey with autism. I don't really remember much growing up with autism. I don't remember much. I do remember not having any friends, because this was like 20 years ago. Because I was getting bullied for being different growing up, my mum told me this saying, which has helped me throughout my childhood. You're the first wave, Emily. They're learning so much from you. If my mum had said that, then I wouldn't know how I could have coped, but she did. You're the first wave. They're learning stuff from you, which is true. being the first wife was lonely. I didn't have any friends. I had the odd one or two, but making friends is easy for me. Well, now. Back in the day when I was first coming to terms with it, I didn't. At my first school, which is Amber Middle, which is the most horrible school you could go to because I was bullied so much. I had one friend. One. Had others that were friendly towards me, but only had one true friend. Called Natasha Agnew. She was my one true friend at that school. I had another friend. That was because my mum was friends with her mum, called Samantha Belial. So if I couldn't hang out with Natasha, I hung out with Samantha. So yeah, I only had two friends growing up in Amble. Until I joined. So when I was diagnosed, because we had the struggle, Mum and Dad knew I was different because they had 3 other children. Because I'm the youngest of 4. So they knew I was different. What Mum has told me is that I was quiet, I kept to myself, Mum thought I was deaf for a good couple of years because I wouldn't answer her when she called my name. She also told me a story where if I wanted anything from the fridge, I'd go up to my mum, grab her hand, because it was kind of like that because I was young, and go to the fridge, open the fridge and point to the thing I wanted. I never said, can I have some juice? I never said, can I have some milk? I walked with her to the fridge to get the drink I wanted. Another thing that I used to do was, whenever I had to pour a drink into this, pretend this is a container, like a glass. It took me a long time to get the measurement right and everything. But if I had to pour it into this container, I had to start all over again. Because I spelt. I didn't know that this would fit into this, or this would fit into this, with spillage. I had to start all over again. Because I spelt a lot. Another story Mum told me. This is before I was diagnosed, all these. I was on the couch and wanted a hug. Mum, I did this thing where I sat on Mum's lap like this, facing forward towards the telly. And pretending she was an armchair, basically, and I put her arms around me like this. I didn't actually go for a hug. I had to put the arms around me like this. I love hearing stories like that, because I don't remember them. Because I was only young at the time. So yeah, which child I get diagnosed? Dr. Yapper was the teacher that diagnosed me. It was the doctor that diagnosed me, was Dr. Yapper. I remember the room, because I had to go twice. Once to get the diagnosis. The diagnosis, being tested, what I remember about it anyway, was playing games and talking. That's all I remember. I played some games and she chatted to me while I was playing them. I don't know how it's different now, but that's how I was tested back then. I was in a room playing games and I was questioned while I was playing the game. I can't remember what the games were. I think it was something simple like shapes in the holes and things like that. By the way, I was a child at this point, so I was like 10, 12. They took me out of Amber Middle because of an incident. Got nothing to do with my autism. But it didn't help. So I was taken out. and Mum and Dad, after someone getting in contact with Mum actually, because Mum had a business where she was helping other people set up businesses, I think, or I can't actually remember what her job was, but this group came to her. I can't actually know. Splinter. No, Splinter was later. But a friend, somebody came up to her. No, it was a library. She was working at a library. I remember now. She was working at a library. And I would visit her at the library sometimes to read some of the children's books. This is during the time I was out of school. And I had no one to look after me, so I went to Mum's library job. Because it was a library, I was allowed to go with her. And I just read books. And so Mum was busy chatting. Well, one of her colleagues comes up to her, who turns out to be a great friend, actually. She says, "Your child is doing things that my child is doing." I said, "You have been tested?" And Mum was friendly with this person at the time, so she didn't mind coming clean. Yeah, she's got autism, but I don't know what else to do. She's like, "Well, this is what you can do." And she opened so many doors to my mum, like benefits and Collingwood. She told my mum about this school called Collingwood. Basically, it's a 3-in-1 school, which is preschool, first school, and a middle school. No. First school, middle school, and high school, all in one. I was going for the last 2 years. So I think it was 2, it was either 2 or 3. I was going to do 6th form, but they did it the year after I left. But I wanted to stay. This is all part to do with my autism, I have to say. So then, when I went to Collingwood, my mind was blown. For the first time in my life, I wasn't alone. Everyone in that school, every single one of them, had a disability of some sort. I don't think there was anyone without a disability in that school. Everyone did. And I was scared going to a new school because I was new. And it was the middle of the term, and so yeah, I was nervous. I kept to myself through the first couple months. But the rest of the students, I call them students, were friendly as anything, and I made 3 great friends. I just had to count them in my head. Kerry White, Fiona Napier, and Laura Wolf. We were close as close can be. We smoked together, we hung out together, we got into trouble together. We were close as close could be. There was only one other woman in that class that we didn't get on with, and she did things to strike out, to hit out what it is. At one point I pushed her away because it felt like she was getting at me, bullying me too much, so I was just pushed out of the way. But that school was a great school. It's because it accepted me. I wasn't alone. I wanted to stay forever, but I couldn't. Then I left. It was an upsetting day for me because I didn't want to leave. And I went to China for 4 years because I did the 3-year course, which is like, I think so, the bridging course. I don't know if they still do it anymore, but they did something like foundation bridging, and basically you got paid for going for your first 3 years, and then it's optional if you do the 4th. I made some friends there. Then I went to Northumberland, made friends there. Okay, I'm going off the topic here when it comes to my autism. So I was diagnosed around 13, I think. 12, 13. I'm going to skip to now, basically. And I might go back and forth. I'm coming to terms with it, with having autism. Because I know what triggers me. I know what angers me. I know what obstacles I had to do to get to where I am. And I still have obstacles now. Looking at me, you wouldn't think that I still have difficulties. Because you wouldn't. People will think I have my life together when I don't. I struggle daily with this. I get distracted very easily. For instance, there was someone in one of my neighbours over there was playing golf. That's what distracted me at the beginning of this video. My comfort is my bed. When I don't want to see anyone, I don't get dressed, I don't shower, I put my nightie on, probably without underwear on, and I just hide. I don't see anyone. I watch YouTube all day. I'm more an introvert than anything when I have one of those days where I just don't want to see anyone. Those are very frequent these days, but it does happen where I don't want to see anyone. But if I do have to leave the house and I have to do something I'm not going to enjoy, I do a couple of things. Sometimes depends on what the situation is. For instance, when I was seeing my ex for the first time, I'm gonna have to close those blinds, because he's golfing again. When I saw my ex for the first time since the breakup, I took the babies with me. I took teddy friends with me. If I have to go to the dentist, I take 2 things with me. Well, if I remember to charge my headphones, I take 3 things with me. I take my squeezy ball, my stress ball. I take one of my teddy friends called Mercilla, who's a Tigger wizard. And I also take headphones so I can listen to music. Basically, I distract myself. It helps that I've got a great dentist. She understands. But if I can't take the pram because I'm going to my mum's, because it doesn't really fall down that well, and I have to take something with me, I take a teddy friend. If I have to, oh yeah, I take Deborah with me. Deborah, my diary. She has been godsend to me so many times. If I say I'm taking Deborah with me, that's who I'm taking with me. It's not a person I'm talking to. It's just something I can write down my thoughts and feelings in that specific time. So don't say it out loud. And this is just one of about 10 I've already written in. I need to write more in her, actually. Because I do these more. Oh yeah, and I do this. But I do stim. I do freak out, but not as much. I do notice when I do freak out, I walk away. I go to a corner by myself and I rock back and forth. I'm a rocker. And I torture myself. I say the same phrase over and over again sometimes, like, he's the bad person, he's the bad person, he's the bad person, or he's such a bitch, such a bitch, such a bitch. And sometimes I don't even know I'm saying it, but it's just, I have to repeat the same phrase over and over again, and I rock. But if it's a bad stim, because I can stim bad, punch walls. I've done that. I've stopped trying to punch walls. I'm more of a rocker. But when I do stim, when I'm walking, leave me alone. I'm the only one who can get me out of it. Now, back in the day, it was the boyfriend I had at the time, or my family. But now it's me. Because I've lived with me a hell of a long time. I've been independent a hell of a long time. 11 years, I think. I'm 30, and I've been independent since I was 19. So you do the math. So yeah. My stims can change. There's also, I like tack things, like labels, but not proper labels, because those are different tack. Sticky things basically, but I don't like gunge. I hate gunge, but I do like tacky things, like labels, but not labels, but like you get in packaging, like like you get in packaging, like the ingredient labels. Now that I do like the feel of. Mum used to sell things on eBay, and she got a round of tape, CN22 stickers, which are about that big. We have to fill in where's it going, what's on it, and how much. And you get a wall of it for free from the post office if you sell a lot of stuff all the time. And Mum would always order an extra 2 just for me, because I like the tack of them. I like strong tack rather than weak tack, like stickiness. But when you get like labels from Poundland, that's weak. I like strong ones. I also like soft. When I'm really down, I like hugging onto my teddy friends. I've got less now than I used to, but I'm also a comfort eater, as you can tell. I was on this Facebook page, because I'm friends with 2 different pages to do with autism on Facebook. And one thing was just like an off-the-cuff remark saying that instead of using the words high functioning, we should use well masked. All I said was I prefer the term high functioning to well masked, and I got backlash from it. All I was saying is I like that because I was taught to say that for such a long time, and I don't like change that much. So that's another autism trait. I don't like change. Even though it can happen, like last minute changes. But I do that when I'm around a certain somebody. I'm talking about Jess, yeah. Because we do it all the time, me and her. Like, we're going to be late or something, and so we decide something else, or I'm early, so we change it to something else. That's last minute changes. So when I'm with her or my family or anything, and if I know the person very well, that they might change the plans last minute, I expect it. So I'm prepared. But if I don't know them and they're not there, I panic. And it freaks me out. That's when I will phone you non-stop. I will text you non-stop, phone you non-stop. I would drain my battery way down, phoning you and texting you, be like, where are you, where are you, where are you, until you answer. Because I do that. I phone you and text you, I'll be like, where are you, until you respond. I forget that you might not have any signal in the metro, or you might not have any signal where you are. I forget it. And so I would hound you until you answer, if I don't know you that well. I've got a list now that I'm looking at. I do find feelings hard to understand. In the beginning, I didn't know what you were feeling, but if I know you well enough, I know what you need. So most of the time, because I know you. I know what worry looks like. I know what scared looks like, but sometimes I don't. So I have to ask you, how are you? So most people say I'm fine, I'm okay. But that annoys me. I need to be told. I want you to tell me the truth. You're not fine. I actually say to them sometimes, I know you're not fine. You don't look it. Please tell me, are you okay? And they have to tell me, I don't want to talk about it. That's when I back off. But I will probe to find out how you're really feeling so I can help. I like helping people. I'm an agony, aren't I? I like to help. Anxious about social situations. Depends on the situation. If I have to do a speech for the Tristan Ducks, if I've got it written down, I'm fine. I don't actually look at people in the eyes when I do speeches at the Ducks. I just scan the whole room. If I have to do a performance with the Ducks, I scan. I don't just pick any one particular person out. But if I have to do a play when I'm next to someone, and I have to give eye contact to the person I'm meant to be with, because it might be like a support worker or something, there's a tip the doc told me, because they know I struggle with eye contact. So there's another autism trait, that we struggle with eye contact, which is true. Look here. Anywhere here on the forehead looks like you're looking at the person in the eye. So look here, which works. If you struggle with eye contact, look here. I make friends easily. Now. Because I've got friends that I really count on. But keeping them, now that's a struggle. Making them is easy, but keeping them is a struggle. Because I say the wrong things, I do the wrong things, I mess up. Me and my best friend, Jess, we've been together, about 6 years now, around about. And we've fallen out like 4 times where we didn't even talk for months. But we made up. And we're still close. But we can fall out again. But we know how to overcome the mistakes. The latest one was because of a boy. But we now know that will never happen. Because I stay away from her exes and she stays away from mine. And if someone's got their eye on someone, the other person backs off. So anyway, making friends is easy, but keeping them is difficult. Because I say stuff that messes it up. They mess it up. So yeah, I've noticed I can only depends on the person, but normally I can only stand 1 week with anyone. A week is the maximum, but it depends on the person. Another one, I prefer to be on my own, which is true, but it depends on the person. If I had a partner that we got on so well that we finish each other's sentences, and he makes me laugh and things like that, I could live with him. I wouldn't live with him, but I wanted to have my own room. I want to have what we'd call an ARG room, so we have some time away from each other room. So we could live together, but we need one separate room so we can go ARG in and be like, I want some space. Because I don't know about the other person, but being on top of that person, seeing them all the time, I couldn't hack it. I'd need a room I can just go away to. With a bed in and my laptop in, so I can move my laptop if when I'm finished with the art, with the space. If there's such a thing, I would have a button, like a light outside the door. So if somebody's in that room having some time away and they want to be left alone, the light will be on, so not to go in there. But the other person has the rest of the house to have their ARG time. And then switch the light off when they want company. They don't mind seeing the other person again. But the maximum time I'm allowing that person in that room is 3 hours. Because that's ridiculous for any more time than that. Oh. Being rude, not interested. I do that. That's part of being distracted. Hard to say how... I feel... hard to say how I feel. It's true. I'm the same type of person. How are you? I'm fine. I'm that kind of person too. With a probe, I will be honest. But they have to probe. Or it depends on the person. For instance, my outreach comes over and I'm honest with them. My mum comes over, I'm honest with her. My friend comes over, I'm honest with her. But if it's a stranger or somebody I barely know, fine. And they have to probe. So most of the time they don't. When I was first diagnosed, I didn't know what sarcasm was. My mum and family had to do this when she used sarcasm. Even now, I'll be like, was that sarcasm? Because they forget to do that. Yeah, they said. Talk about that. Conversation is just another struggle for people like me. We talk over people a lot. We don't know when to shush, basically. We just blurt out what comes to our heads straight away. We have to be taught to put our hands up or something. Because we just blurt out what comes to our heads. But I'm trying to learn to take my turn, but the thing with that is, when we're having a conversation, like a group of us is having a conversation, if I don't blurt out what I want to say, the subject changes and I've missed my opportunity. Growing up, I tried doing this to say I've got something to say, but nobody would see it. So I was quiet and I didn't say anything. Yeah. So when we have a conversation, I have to blurt it out or else the subject changes and I don't get my chance. Talk about that. Oh yeah. Getting touched or not getting touched. Depends. When I'm down, leave me alone and I'll tell you when you can hug me. Most of the time I don't like being hugged. I'm a tactile person. I like to touch. And I like to be hugged. I like to, if I do find that person, I want to hold their hand all the time and I want to kiss them all the time. And I want to be hugged all the time. Because I'm a very tactile person. But when I'm stimming or upset, leave me alone. Or we'll shout and scream and push you away physically because just leave me alone because I would have told you. I remember growing up, I'd say to my mum things that she forgot about and I noticed it. She trusts my memory when I was growing up more than her own. But now I don't because my memory is getting bad. But she says to me, there's just so much memory you can have up there. So no wonder you're forgetting stuff. It's like a memory stick or a memory card. You can only have so much memory. Oh yeah, I have interest in certain things. I go through phases with my special interests. Growing up, it used to be, well, still is, Disney. I love Disney. But not the new Disney, the old Disney. People say that autistics find a special interest and find everything about it and wants to talk about that non-stop. That's not true. Because I know Disney, but I wouldn't talk about it non-stop. Well, I think my special interest at the minute is finding out what your special interest is. And then, because I notice I'm a copier when it comes to interests. Because when I was with Kieran, a name drop, he collected teddy friends, still does. So I copied. Now I'm best friends with, now that didn't work and I'm best friends with Jess, I copy her. Notebooks. Not as many as her, because she's got like 50. I've only got like 30, or even 20. But I'm a copier with my special interests. Yeah. So, I do find out stuff about it, but I'm not like, have to talk about it all the time. I'm not like that. With my autism. I used to make lists quite a bit. Still do. Because I did some for this video. Okay, now that I'm done with that. But I'm a messy person. I don't know if this is all autistics, but I'm messy. That's why I love having Percy House. They help me to keep my house tidy. I'm a really messy person. I was almost kicked out of this place a couple of times with how messy it was. Because I didn't really notice it until they told me. And since I've been getting this help every day, I've already had it today, so next time is tomorrow. Like, wow, I did leave this in such a tip. Because I did. But I didn't see it. Because I don't know if it's all the autistics, but for me, I don't see it. I don't see it. I could easily leave some rubbish on the floor and forget about it. I could easily leave my clothes on the floor and forget about it. And not think about it. There were so many trip hazards in this house. And I didn't care. I didn't even think about it. I would have pizza and just leave the box near the couch. Thinking about it, I've got some plates near the couch right now. Because I still do it now. So yeah. I'm a messy person. Still am. Haven't showered in a long time. So my hygiene is horrible. I just change a lot. So my autism is unique to me. Because I'm going to finish off with a saying that I think we should all use, us autistic lot. You've met one person with autism. That's one person with autism. We are all unique. We are all ourselves. I know that's a long saying, but it's true. You've met one person with autism. That's one person with autism. We are all unique. We are all one us. It's not a disease. It's not something that wants to be cured. It's me. It's you. It's her. It's him. It's them. You might be struggling with it. You might have come to terms with it. You might have only just been diagnosed. Or you were diagnosed years and years ago and you're more advanced than I am. Or you don't know if you have it or not and you're watching this video to see if you do. But this is just my experience. And that's one person's experience. We're all different. We're all unique. If I had enough money, I'd get rid of Mr. Beast because I love him. He's a fantastic YouTuber. And start a charity. Autism. We are all unique, I'd call it. And it's to raise money so people like us, the autistic community, can do stuff. I would have a look at nights out to make it better for the autistic community. I've seen the cinema doing autistic nights, autistic showings. Myself, I wouldn't like it. That means people can talk throughout the film. The film's going to be quieter than normal. People can eat throughout the film, even though they normally do. But people can talk throughout the film. I would hate that. I like that experience. That the lights go way down. The film's really loud. That is why I go with the pictures. That's just me. I'm looking at other things though. Because I want to publicise things that my drama group do. Because we do a night out every month called Fresh. For it's not just autistics, but all the disabilities can go to. We also have a drama group just for people on the autism spectrum. And then I have a look at what else anyone else has and start a web page. And I'd love to, if I could have the money, to start a dating website, dating agency up here in Northumberland that will cater for both Northumberland and Newcastle, but no further. For people who's autistic or on the spectrum or who's got a disability. Because we don't have one, and if we do, it's not that publicised. And if we do, I would publicise it a lot more. Because I would help them. I'd make this world a better place for us. Because we need help, I think. We're getting it. We're stepping in the right direction. But the government that we're in at the minute, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's basically, to me anyway, it feels like take away from the poor communities, the disabled, because nobody is funding the arts anymore, so I can't do what I want to do. But I worry about our community. Honestly, I do. We have problems like everyone else. I've been talking for way too long. I'm going to call it autism. I might use my saying I said before. Autism is unique. Autism is me. So that's my life with autism. My ups, my downs. You might think it sounds like I'm an introvert. It does have some introverts to it as well. But I've known some extroverts who have autism too as well. So it's not one of those type of things. It's just you're living every day with it and you're coping with it every day. Every day is different. For instance, I woke up today so happy and cheerful and everything, and now I'm tired with the heating. So yeah, I'm going to come off now because I'm talking way too long. But this is me. Living with autism, and completely honest, I couldn't be prouder. Because I wouldn't be who I am without it. I'm proud for living with autism. Like, comment,